guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna give you my favorite ground turkey recipes. Alright, if you're new here, I'm Claire. This channel is all about mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. So definitely hit that subscribe button down below if that interests you. If it's not your first time here, thank you so much for coming back and supporting me. And you might also already know that I like to use ground turkey when I cook instead of ground beef. First of all, it is way cheaper, and second of all, it's better for you. But I like to focus on the cheaper part because I am a very budget conscious mom. And the other day I was at one of my local stores and I found pounds of ground turkey for 99 cents a pound. And it was like the rolls of the turkey, you know, that you can just pop in the freezer. So I bought every single one they had, which was like 26. I bought 26 pounds of ground turkey. So my freezer is full of it, but it led me down a interesting internet hole looking for some ways to use ground turkey that I hadn't ever done before, just to kind of mix it up. Normally we do meatballs and meatloaf and nachos and things like that, things you would normally just use ground beef for. You can just swap it out with ground turkey. But I did a little internet digging and we tried out a bunch of new recipes, and I found some really great ones, you guys. So I will leave links to the recipes down below. 2 of the 3 of them are ones you can find online. The third is one that I kind of concocted myself that the family really enjoyed. So I'll walk you through how I've made all these recipes and let you know how to make them down in the description. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, you guys, the first recipe I'm going to share with you are good old-fashioned sloppy joes. And these are a little bit different in the fact that you obviously make them with ground turkey, and also that you make them in a slow cooker, which I think is fantastic. For this recipe, you're going to need 1 pound of ground turkey, an onion, some celery, a can of condensed tomato soup, some ketchup, some mustard, brown sugar, and pepper. So I'm gonna start off by cooking my turkey in a pan. I'm just cooking it evenly, and yeah, pretty basic there. And with it, I am going to cook the onion and the celery. It really doesn't matter like the order you put all this stuff in, because this is a crock pot recipe. You know, that onion and that celery are gonna get nice and tender in the crock pot anyway. So just go ahead and dump it in there. And to that, I'm going to add 1 can of condensed tomato soup, half a cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of mustard, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now technically you could just serve this the way it is. It's cooked all the way through, but there's just something about, you know, letting it sit for a long time that really just brings out all the flavor, and the meat just tastes amazing. And this recipe calls for putting it on low for 4 hours in your crock pot. Now for some reason, my crock pot, my low button, like only lets you go to a minimum of 6 hours, so I just like, you know, you can eat it after 1 hour or 2 hours, or it really doesn't matter. But the recipe recommends 4, so that's what I've done it for. And it's so easy, and by the end of that 4 hours, it just smells amazing, and the meat has had a long time to soak up all of those fantastic flavors, and the veggies are nice and tender, and it's just a really great easy meal. And tonight we have paired it with some peas that just came frozen, 99 cents a pack, so that was a cheap one too, and also with some diced potatoes that have been seasoned with onion soup mix and thrown in the oven. So a really easy dinner, and it's definitely a crowd pleaser. Everyone in the family likes it. And of course, a huge shout out to the lovely website Taste of Home. I get tons of recipes from Taste of Home. I will leave this exact recipe down below if you would like to follow it yourself, print it out, whatever. It's from Taste of Home, so I will leave that in the description down below. All right, my next recipe is one that I kind of concocted on my own. I was looking up recipes and a lot of these like ground turkey skillets sort of popped up, and I kind of took like a couple things from different ones, like just to use ingredients that I know my family would like, and this is kind of what we came up with. So this is our skillet ground turkey. What you need for this recipe is 1 pound of ground turkey, 1 can of sweet corn, a small jar of salsa, 4 eggs, and a ½ cup of Colby Jack cheese. This is so easy, you guys. The first thing you do is cook your ground turkey in a pan. Make sure that it's cooked all the way through, and then you're gonna wanna add in your salsa. The salsa I've chosen is like a garlic salsa. It's like not spicy at all, it's really mild, and that's because we have 2 small children that aren't really into spicy stuff, but you could pick any type of salsa that suits like your personal preference. I'm also gonna add my sweet corn. And once all that is nice and warm and mixed together, I'm gonna make some wells to put my eggs in. We are using 4 eggs because that's how many we need for the people in our family, but you could use however many eggs that you want. And I'm just gonna crack the eggs into the wells that I've made. Now I'm just going to cover them with my Colby Jack cheese and let those eggs sit and cook. Now I'm just gonna test the eggs for their hardness, because I don't want them to be super runny. I want them to be just a little bit like firm and kind of like jelly in the middle, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna tap them to see if they're ready to go. These also can be served in a lot of different ways. You can serve this over rice or potatoes. Tonight we have chosen to serve it with tortillas and also a Southwest style chopped salad, and it was so good. And I even went ahead and made a couple burritos with it the next day for my husband to take in his work. It really worked out as leftovers. Tons of protein, just super delicious. All right, you guys, my last recipe for you has a few more ingredients than the previous ones, but I had to share it with you because it was so good. So when I Googled like ground turkey recipes, I eventually came across a website. It's like a recipe blog, and it's called yellowblissroad.com. I will leave it in the description down below because this is the exact recipe I followed. I really, really liked it. I'll definitely like do it again, like we've done it twice now, so we will definitely be using it more. And even though there's like quite a few ingredients, it's actually really easy. I did it, so you can. And this is a teriyaki turkey rice bowl. Oh my God, it was so good, you guys. And what you're gonna need for this recipe is, of course, 1 pound of ground turkey, soy sauce, red wine vinegar, brown sugar, granulated sugar, minced garlic, ground ginger, cornstarch, vegetable oil, a diced onion, finely chopped broccoli, grated carrots, and some green onions for a garnish. Now I know that seems like a lot, but trust me, it's fine. So the first thing we're gonna do is actually start the sauce. So I'm going to combine ½ cup of soy sauce with 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, and a teaspoon of ground ginger. And I'm gonna heat that up, and to that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and I'm just keeping that on a medium heat until all of my sugar dissolves. In a separate container, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of warm water to 1 tablespoon of cornstarch until that mixture is nice and smooth. And then I'm going to slowly add it in to my sauce to help it thicken. And now I'm just gonna keep it on a medium-low heat so that it can thicken up, stirring it every once in a while, making sure that you know, it doesn't burn or stick to the bottom of the pan. These are problems I have when I cook. I'm going to start on the meat portion, and the first thing I'm gonna do actually is put my onion in. This is ½ cup of diced onions, and I want that to soften up before I add the meat. After that, I'm gonna put in my 1 pound of ground turkey along with 2 more tablespoons of minced garlic. And now I'm going to cook that till it's about halfway cooked. And to that, I'm going to add 2 large carrots, or in my case, I used 3 medium-sized carrots, finely grated. And I'm also going to add 1 cup of finely chopped fresh broccoli. And I'm gonna mix it all up just until my veggies are like tender and the meat is cooked all the way through. When your meat mixture is done, go ahead and pour that delicious teriyaki sauce on top and give it a little stir and you're ready to go. You also can serve this in different ways, over rice, over potatoes, or on a tortilla. But we have selected some jasmine rice, which I prepared in my rice cooker, which is really easy. And this is just a whole meal in one bowl because you've got your veggies in there too. So we actually ate this as a late night snack. My husband got home late from work and instead of ordering Chinese food, we just made this, which saved us a ton of money. And it was really, really good, you guys. Alright guys, those were my top 3 recipes that we have tried with our ground turkey. Definitely leave me a comment down below which one looks the best to you, which one are you going to try. I would love to hear it. And also let me know if you have any great ground turkey recipes. Leave me a link or whatever. I would love to get your input because I like have 20 more pounds of ground turkey in the freezer, so like we gotta do something. Of course, hit that subscribe button if you're into recipe videos. I've started to do kind of more of that because my lovely viewers like you are letting me know that you like it. And I also will leave a playlist down below of some of my other recipe videos. I'm all about doing delicious food on a budget, so keep that in mind while you're looking through my recipes. And of course, come back for more mom stuff, lady stuff, and life stuff. I post new videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I would love to have you. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!